Okay, this is an image of what I'm going to do as a watercolour painting. It's a set of stairs that lead down to the canal and the river in Armley. But you have to walk through a bit of a woodland area first. And at the moment I'm working on all the construction lines to create the picture itself. You'll find out later what I regret about in my construction lines. And there'll be a lot of erasing, and because my camera only records 12 minutes at a time, I have to get up, press record again and sit back down. But I guess I'm just getting used to this editing software where I can trim it and shorten it down, speed it up, but this is as fast as it will go speeded. But I've tried to trim quite a lot of this down as well, but I wanted you to see the process stages of drawing it out before painting, which obviously you get in here. But I'm trying to shorten it down as much as I can, so I will be allowed this time to finish the drawing. Well, upload it to YouTube. And the two diagonal lines that I've just drawn from that square, my vanishing point should have been the top of that square, and I think that's a fault, another fault which kind of creates the illusion that you're climbing up rather than going down. So I'm looking from bird's eye view, but when you think about triangles, they also give the impression you're looking up. Finished the drawing part, so I'm fine, I might as well put a chair in there. Now I'm going to start working on my watercolours, working from the top of the page to the bottom. At this part of the stage I've pre-watered down the page, and I'm adding the grey with a little bit of black. And as you can see, when I put the paintbrush down, it spreads out easily in the water. It's very thin, watered down watercolours. But later on you'll realise that sometimes I'm applying it quite thick, but that's just to show how dense the background is. Right now I'm starting to paint with a brown colour, because near the stairs you have a lot of dirt, and then you have the trees and bushes growing slightly above it. This is what separates the stairs from the trees. But I've applied this mix quite dark, just straight dry on the paper, so wet and dry. And I'm working on a part of the tree which you can see through the bushes. And then I'm going to water it down a bit. And apply some more dark brown onto it. You'll see later on how this stands out. Now I'm working on the top of the stairs because the tarmac is just above the top of the stairs and it's a bit darker, so I'm applying more black or grey onto the paper. I do feel at the moment that the darkness is too much for the stairs, and I know you can't see the stairs, but it was just a base layer. But the finishing product will be a little interesting based on how your eyes would see the stairs. Would you see the stairs going up or down? And I realised that my vanishing point, I shouldn't have done the same to the picture. I should have moved it slightly to the left or the right, therefore creating more of the illusion of going down into the distance. Because unlike in a room, if you were looking directly down at the stairs, in a room if you're looking directly at the opposite end of the wall, the vanishing point would be in the centre of the page, yes, but you're inside a room. Now if you're outdoors and you're looking dead on, and even with the camera you can tell you're going down the stairs. But with a painting, it doesn't look like that. It looks either you're going down the stairs or you're climbing up a pyramid to this archway, which is the downside to trying to copy the photograph. And I really regret not shifting it to the left slightly or to the right slightly more. Therefore the part that I was just painting would be on a slight slope, creating that illusion of going downhill still. But that's a level piece of platform where the stairs has stopped and it goes long flat, and then you start going down some stairs again, which is why you see it slightly thinner by the archway. But it won't be too long until I start working on my greens. I'm trying to darken some areas to give the idea of light coming through the trees. As you can see, I've had to trim some out, and now you can see what the stairs leading down to the archway. But it also looks like it's leading up, so it depends. I guess it's one of those trick illusions that people can create. But yeah, I've seen the finishing project, and part of me says it's going up and a part of me says it's going down. So like I've already said, I really regret not shifting it slightly left or right, giving a better illusion of distance. And you probably wouldn't notice unless I had not pointed it out, but that's the whole point of my channel, is me learning through my journey on improving art. And with me building confidence, talking about my artwork and the stuff that I do. as you can see, I started watering down the background of my painting. I mean, usually you work on the background to the foreground, but for some reason I decided not to do that and do the background last. And you'll see why I've done it. And I kind of like it and I kind of don't, but I'm watering down the background and I'm going to start putting down my greens for the trees and the forage, if that's how you pronounce it. So we get the different coloured leaves and the browns, you know, in the foreground or the background. Foreground and the background, should I say? Because we are looking down a set of stairs and there's vegetation following you down the stairs, even growing around the arch as well. And I know this because I've been up and down the stairs so many times before in the past. But once you go through the arch, you've got this level tarmac area where I own that land. I'd set up a barbecue area for it, so people could have a barbecue on a sunny day in the woods and have people over, put up a gazebo, temporary gazebo. I have one built, and people can just use the park for barbecues and stuff like that because they're built in barbecue. That's personally what I would do to the area, but I feel sometimes it's just used as a walkway somewhere else, so a nice casual walk. But it is a really nice area and I do like walking around there. But I suppose this is the best photograph you could possibly get of that area. You could simply take a picture of the canal, but that'd be like any other picture where the canal is. You want to get pictures which would remind you, be rememberable and have meaning to you. So this walking downstairs at a good focus point. And now I'm blobbing on some darker colour greens and just letting it spread out naturally with the water. Okay, I've done quite a lot of cutting out of this editing. Now it's down to 32 minutes. It should be easy to download onto computer. I think the more I get used to the program and the software, the easier I'll be able to use it and more free flowing. But it's a shame that I can't download more than half an hour, because then you get to see the full build up of the drawing, well, of the painting. But at the moment I'm checking it against the photograph. And I'm slightly disappointed and also not disappointed at the same time. But the painting is coming near to the end. Doesn't look too bad, and you can tell it's a beginner's piece of work. I had hoped by doing that the camera would catch the screen of both of them, but I haven't been able. It wasn't successful, so I take a photograph. And it's taking quite a while, but I'm not going to do any more editing or trimming to the video. It's practically up for use. I have noticed that you can download music that's on the software already, and I'm hoping you can download your own music as well. So at certain stages I was thinking, when you're rubbering out some of the construction lines, you have a drum which is quite a dull beat to it, whereas a faster, joyful drum for once you've done something right, or an applause sound. But there's a lot to video editing that I need to learn to understand. But I think the video might be coming close to the end. Can't be 100% certain. But I will say again, I still feel like there's people looking through my eyes, watching everything that I'm doing. Which is called biohack. If people don't believe that's spiritual, it's more of a spiritual war. Now I look at the image just now, it looks like it's going downhill now to me. Now it's coming closer to the end, and it's because I've added more detail to it. And I think if I left it as it was and the greens just spread out and it wasn't as dense with the greenery, then it wouldn't give that impression of going down the stairs. And I think the black lines separating the stones up, steps, or express the expression you're going downhill rather than going up. And making the archway a bit more darker and having that as a central point. But it's the rectangle in the middle that's the center point that you seem to be focused on when you're looking. And because the arch has a bit of green underneath it, it's kind of hard to tell that there's the arch there, which means you need to add more to the painting in order to show the arch. Do I have it fully black, or do I keep it as it is? yeah, the image is almost finished. I'm still adding blacks into it, making it a bit more dense and darker. And I think that's one of my problems when it comes to painting, because I haven't studied watercolour paints or any mediums in depth like my sister or other people who've been to art college before going to architecture and studied fine arts. I think that's my setback to art, so pretty much I learn as I pick up the brush and put it down without reading a book, and bits and stuff, pieces that I've learned from university, the vanishing point. You can probably hear someone in the background speaking, but I'm gonna quieten that out. There were several video clippings that I've had to add to it, and I think if the drawing, I should have done it separately. It's drawn the rough sketch, and then the next time you saw it was be the painting as two separate readings. But I'm gonna pause it here because I have noticed something. I suppose I would have to put tailored art 2020 on the bottom of that, but for some reason I put my actual signature. Oh well, it's too late. On the next piece I can put tailored art 2020. Depending if I get many views and depending if anybody wants to a specific photograph painting or use graphite or charcoal or oil pastels, I'll be learning all of these. But if anybody wants to have a picture converted for them into art, I'd be more than willing to do that, and it would cost the time I take and the materials used, but only a percentage of how much that material is cost would be added on top of the amount you get paid in hours. I'm still working on the financial plan, but it's a little tricky. Okay, this is the path that I've been led down to now. I'm sat in a hospital with mental health problems, and I'm trying to recover using art therapy and using the YouTube channel as a way of recovering. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you can tell that that's going downstairs rather than going upstairs. It could be viewed either way because it's a triangle. Because it's a triangle. So yeah, again, I do really regret not shifting it to the side slightly to give the illusion of distance and going downhill. Again, that's my finished artwork. That's my